thousands of live events. ESPN.
Welcome to NFL Primetime, presented by Jameson, the unofficial drink of game day.
Welcome to week 3 of NFL Primetime. Chris Berman along with Booger McFarland. The calendar turned this weekend to fall.
Yeah.
And we figured, week 3, the games, they're okay. And every time we think that, they're like, whoa.
It's amazing how the NFL surprises us every week. The games that, as you say, turn out to be the best game.
Well, and some of the things we saw today, look, I'm just going to do this quickly. If you add up the score, who knew coming in today? If you add up the scores today, Booger, of Washington, Tennessee, Atlanta, the Jets, New England, Jacksonville, and New Orleans, that's 71. That barely was more than the Miami Dolphins. Here we go in South Florida. You're not going to believe this if you didn't see this earlier in the day. Denver in and Miami. Double road wins for Mike McDaniel. What would he have in store at home? It was unbelievable. Tua, Dua, the whole team Dua. Mimi, if Tyreek Hill's open by 15 yards, what could happen?
Nobody's catching him. Safety made a mistake. 2 guys went on one Miami Dolphin receiver, and Tyreek Hill burned him.
7-0 Miami. Tua. Devon A-Chain. That's the sound of the man working on the A-Chain. Sam Cooke. A great song by a great artist. No, it's A-Chain again with the no-look shovel from Tua.
How about this? Tua's left-handed. He turns that way, flips it with his right hand. Little no-look action by Tua.
Oh, we're having fun, but we're only beginning 21-10 now. Field goal Denver to Raheem Mostert. Colonel Mostert in the conservatory with the lead pipe and the end zone 28-10. Russell Wilson. Cortland Sutton. No, it's Javon Holland that pokes it loose, and Andrew Van Ginkel, Rip Van Ginkel, wakes up from his long nap, and he's on the move. Mostert, haven't been in the end zone in at least 5 minutes.
Really good job by Mostert. The reverse action in the backfield fools the linebacker. And then a little train there, Boom.
Oh, nice. They call
I'd love to see you do that.
Flipper. No, one miracle at a time. 35-13, Miami, midway third. Mostert scores. 42-13. We're not done. Wilson. Okay, how am I going to put up 42 points? Well, I'm going to complete one to Sutton, and then the punch by Holland. Second time this game, my goodness.
Holland, shout out Peanut Tillman with the peanut punch by Holland.
Absolutely. Tua, Mostert, swing pass. Nice tackling, Denver. 49-13, Miami.
Tackling was option all day for Deno.
Oh, my goodness. And then Russell Wilson batted Emmanuel Ogbah. Oh, boy, that's all Denver could say. Tua, a shovel to the A-Chain. My God, it's a touchdown, 56-13.
Boom, some would say the Denver Broncos defense was lost.
Lost. Look at this. Mike White is in early fourth quarter. He threw a bomb for a touchdown, tosses to A-Chain. A-Chain 4 touchdowns, Mostert 4 touchdowns. Miami 70-7-0 with over 700 yards in offense. The Dolphins 3-0, and oh my goodness, look what they did today. Only twice have there been more points scored in any playoff or regular season game in the NFL. Only once have there been more yards than 726 that they got. And 10 touchdowns. Only once was that more than that. The 2 guys had 4 touchdowns. That's happened only once before. I think you get the picture.
This isn't compared to anything that I've seen or been a part of. It just talks about the resilience of our team.
I ain't gonna lie, 8 touchdowns between 2 running backs, and then just Tua going out there and making plays. Like, our offense is like you said, it's speed. We got weapons everywhere from receiver, running back, QBs.
That was embarrassing and tough to watch. We have to watch that tape, and so tomorrow will be tough for a lot of players, tough for us too as coaches.
Well, Sean Payton, I don't know what Herm said. I wouldn't show the tape. Maybe it's a Hitchcock film. Miami. Really?
Yeah.
Like, really?
Yeah.
70 points. We've not seen anything like that.
Boom, and you're right. We haven't seen a team this fast in a long, long time. Think about what they have. They got two of the fastest receivers we've ever seen.
Right.
They got Mostert, who's a track star. They go out and they draft Devin Achane out of Texas A&M. He's a track star, boom. So when they get their speed on the field, and if you're not used to that, you can't catch them. They rush for over 350 yards. We forget, Mike McDaniel was the run game coordinator in San Francisco.
Right.
So for the first time, we see this run game be dynamic. And if you're not used to their speed, this is what they'll do to you. And so Denver coming from the West, out east, early start, it's a little hot, that's no excuse. But their speed is something you better get used to, because if you don't, they will embarrass you.
And Tua can throw balls that don't make them stop stride. He's very good on the short and the long that way, don't you?
That's the best thing
Didn't know
about
about
Tua.
the intermediate, though, but he's showing it.
But that's the best thing about him. You have all this speed. What do you want the speed not to do? Stop. You want the speed to keep running. So to your point, Tua is very accurate. He throws catchable balls, and they keep moving, boom. I was so impressed. And they've done this week after week,
Yep.
and Tua is healthy. They're going to be outstanding.
Well, and that sets up, well, we're going to break it to you. All of a sudden, the last undefeated team left in the AFC. We're going to show you highlights later. Now, first big game of the season coming up next week already.
Yeah.
Miami's at Buffalo. How did Buffalo do? Remember, they lost their opening game. We know all about that, and they rolled last week at home. They're in Washington. Wet Browns at FedEx. And Washington undefeated. Magic Johnson, part of the ownership group, the Harris Group. But that was Stephon Diggs with his nephew Aiden Diggs. And they all admired the defense by the Bills. Terrell Bernard, now the middle linebacker, he had a history game himself. He pressures and sacks Sam Howell. Then Bernard. He replaced Edmonds in the middle for the Bills. Jumps up and picks off Sam Thurston B. Howell. The minnow would be lost on this day. Josh Allen. All right, we had to show a little offense, right? Josh Allen, Gabe Davis, full stride.
Half roll, turn back. You couldn't walk it out there any better. Seed by Josh Allen.
10-0 Buffalo. Now, watch the safeties are back together again this year. Micah Hyde just jumps the route on a sailor. Bills defense, second pick for them by their defense in the first half at 16-0 Buffalo. Buffalo kept coming. And he's gone through a long recovery. Tre'Davious White back in the pick column.
Starting to look like one of the best cornerbacks in football. It took him a while, but he's getting there.
Yep, he broke on the route beautifully.
And yeah, and Howard, you can't be that late when it comes to throwing that route. Tre'Davious White is waiting on that ball.
It's still 16-0. As we said, a sloppy day all around the eastern seaboard. Antonio Gibson at the screen, but Teron Johnson knocks the ball out Bernard, but what a game he had.
Look how many jerseys are around the ball. 6, 7, 8 guys hustling to the ball. That's Buffalo Bills football.
And the Bills recover the football. Meanwhile, Josh Allen, get out of here. He sheds the sack. He's wide open for the touchdown, 23-0. But as good as that looked, it really was the defense. Howell on the move. A.J. Epinesa played Epinesa Scrooge a few months early, and he's in for the touchdown. Bills, how much did they circle the wagons here? Washington's field goal was in the final minute just to avert a shutout, 37-3. 9 sacks, 4 picks, 5 turnovers. Didn't mean to jump in on you. He had a nice replay that I just stepped on. So the Bills have 2 impressive wins the last 2 weeks, 75-13. Terrell Bernard, first since Urlacher in 07 to have 2 sacks, an interception, and a fumble recovery. That's pretty good.
That's outstanding.
So that will be quite a clash next week. At the other end of the division, Patriots come in 0-2, but they've beaten the Jets 14 straight times. Bill Belichick, could he make it 15 on again a blustery, rainy day at the Meadowlands? Touchdowns will be at a premium in this game. If you're looking for New England's, here it is. Mac Jones to Pharaoh Brown. What? 58-yard touchdown, 10-0.
When you're supposed to be a dominant defense, you can't blow coverage. The second week in a row, they've done that.
3rd and 3, Zach Wilson. And there's no question he's trying. The Bills going to have it bottled up with the defense, and the Jets, they frankly, they need more. They're kind of toothless on offense.
Yeah, the buddy needs to get some glue in his mouth.
Yeah, well, under 6 minutes to go, it's 13-3. Theoretically, they're in the game. Zach running. Judon after him. In the end zone for Randall Cobb, there's a flag. Miles Bryant called for the PI, and Bill doesn't like it.
Yeah, I kind of agree. You can't shove the guy, Boom. There are rules for a reason.
Yep. So first and goal for the Jets. And here it is, the greatest one-yard run in Jets history. Baby. Nick Bowden, the fullback, gets it in there. It's 13-10. You don't know. Zach Wilson, Garrett Wilson say maybe. Did the Patriots punt it and send it to here's Zach running? But holding on the offense. Robert Saleh.
One step forward, 2 steps back, Boom.
Yep, and then 3rd and 15. Judon. Yes, Patriots defense was like this all day. It's a safety, 15-10 New England. I don't wave goodbye yet because Wilson, to his namesake, Garrett Wilson, the Jet, tick. They spike it. They got time for one play. Can he reach the end zone? Answer, yes. What do you do here?
You got to knock it down, Boom.
Knock it down. Randall Cobb, he almost made a miracle catch. It might have been a touchdown.
He's exactly where he's supposed to be. They're supposed to knock it down. He's supposed to be there for the ricochet, and he almost got it.
So, New England does what they always do. Their points on the scoreboard equal their winning streak against the Jets. 15-10. They outgained them 358-171. The Jets, knowing that they had to run the ball, and so did New England knew that, the Jets ran 22 for 38.
Not good.
That's not going to help Zach at all. And Zach Wilson after the game said, darn it, we tried.
I think we all trust in each other more than ever, especially as these times gets tough and people count us out.
Right now, Zach is the best player he's who gives us the best chance to win. And, so that's basically that would be the cleanest answer I could give you.
I mean, real quick, New England doing what they do. They can play defense still. Offensively,
Anytime Bill gets a quarterback that's confused, he's going to make him look that way.
Yeah.
Offensively, you want to see Mac Jones continue to progress. Now he has a real offensive coordinator in Bill O'Brien. We've seen glimpses, but not enough.
Yeah. And meanwhile, back to Buffalo, who we saw step on a 2-0 team playing with a lot of excitement. To me, the story is defense, even though they scored a lot of points. The two safeties, two safeties back together, and Tre'Davious White with the corner. If they can be that formidable back there, that pass rush, which is good, will look better. Agree with that?
I do. It has a chance to be great when they get Von Miller back. Think about this. Sean McDermott, the head coach, is calling the defensive plays because Leslie Frazier's taking a sabbatical. They play a lot of zone coverage. So those two safeties you talk about, all their experience comes into play. Today was an outstanding performance by this defense. They play a lot of zone coverage, Boom. What does that mean? All the eyes are on the quarterback, and they did a good job today.
Yeah, Poyer and Hyde, they together quite a long time. They almost can do this in their sleep. All right, so will an era begin in Green Bay? Well, if you look at starting quarterbacks at Lambeau Field, starting in 92, you had Brett Favre, you got Aaron Rodgers, and today, for the first time, Jordan Love. Playing the Saints. The Saints come in 2-0, and Derek Carr, Jimmy Graham back where he started, a touchdown, New Orleans.
The ageless wonder, Boom. Let's turn back the hands of time.
7-0. Daniel Whalen punting for Green Bay. And Rashid Shaheed, who's opened up some eyes this first few weeks of the season, look at him cut. I don't think they're going to get him. He could go all the way. Saints lead 14-0. Whee! They're happy.
This is a continuation from last season. He was good at the end of last season. He's picked right up where he left off.
Just under a minute to go in the first half. Carr to Chris Olave. Whoa, that's very nice. Olave had a big game. He caught 8 for over 100.
He's a top 10 receiver in this league now, Boom, and he's not 10.
Sets up a field goal, 17-0. So that's what we are early third quarter. Rashawn Gary with a sack of Carr, and Derek stayed down, hit the ground hard. He may be out for a while. We hope not too long.
At first we thought it was head. We heard shoulder. Either way, you're right. He could be gone for a minute.
Jameis Winston had to come in, but it's all right. They're up 17-0, then 17-3. Fourth quarter, the Packers have a field goal, then Love. Might as well face it. He's in the end zone. Could they be addicted to Love at 17-9? They want a little more. So what do? They go for Samori. Samori Toure catches the 2-point conversion. 17-11. Would it be a storybook finish? I know Cheesehead's hoping so. 4.5 to go. 17-11 still Love. Scrambling. And I think he surprised himself that he was still in bounds there, Booger.
Yeah, oftentimes what happens when the quarterback is near the sideline, the defense will let up because they don't want to get a penalty.
Well, and then 4 minutes to go, he airs it to Jaden Reed, who lays it out. The pack in the end zone, the place, Lambeau, not yet frozen tundra. They're just yelling. Love the Romeo Dubs, an 8-yard touchdown. The Packers lead 18-17. Jameis Winston, 2.5 to go. Oh, they're going to spoil the story. 28 yards to midfield field goal range. The rookie kicker, Blake Grupe, 46 yards for the win. No, it's wide right. And I jumped the gun on this. And the Packers, you might as well face it, you're addicted to Love. They win it, with an 18-point comeback from 17-0 deficit. Are 2-1, and the Saints lose for the first time.
And for the Saints, remember, the Saints traded their kicker to the Broncos, and now they're going with a young guy. Didn't pay dividends today. Let's remember that.
First time in that situation. Lambeau is not indoors. I know it's not cold, but game online, and Green Bay wins it. Their 11th straight win in their home opener. That's the longest streak
not
in
quite
the
closing
NFL.
yet.
This game, you knew would be the most fun today. Not that these others aren't fun. Don't get me wrong. Chargers, Vikings, two playoff teams from last year, 0-2, 0-3, almost a goodbye for the playoffs. Kirk Cousins to Hawkinson. But Alohi Gilman, not related to Sid Gilman, the longtime Charger coach in the 60s who's in the Hall of Fame. Charger defense.
Just an outstanding play, Boone. Don't give up the catch. Continue to fight and protect every blade of glass, and he got it out of there for the interception.
Vikings have already fumbled 7 times this year, 8 all last year.
Wow.
Justin Herbert to Keenan Allen. Think they hooked up a few times? Not 1, not 2, not 3. I won't spoil the finish. 25-yard reception, then Herbert to Donald Parham Jr. That's a par on a tough hole. That's a 3-yard touchdown. 7-0 Chargers.
Love the reference.
Under 6 minutes to go in the third. Chargers lead 14-10. A swing to Al. Wait a minute. Keenan's going to throw to Mike Williams. Two of the great Chargers here, certainly of this century. Touchdown, 21-10.
Dead giveaway. They threw it backwards, meaning now you can throw the next pass forward. Great play call.
Nice play, nice execution. Vikings now down 21-17. No, they've scored a touchdown. And speaking of a guy that's pretty good, Justin Jefferson. He's moving on up, 52 yards, 24-21 Minnesota.
Everybody knows he's getting the ball, but he still gets it.
They're all having fun in Minnesota. Chargers at the 50, 9 minutes to go. Herbert, Allen, the 4th, the 5th, the 6th, the 7th. He got 18 balls for 215, and he threw a touchdown. What more do you want him to do?
Have a day.
But despite all this, could they win the game? Herbert to Joshua Palmer, a tip ball. Evans gets his hand on it, but Palmer stays with it.
Evans has got to make that interception. Boom, that could have been a game sealer. It went through his hands, and we all know what happens when the interception goes through your hands. The other team capitalizes.
Chargers lead 28-24, but we've seen this movie.
Yes.
3 minutes to go, 4th and goal at the 1. The Chargers, could they hold on? Cousins. The Jefferson went in the end zone anyway. Ball knocked away. Kevin O'Connell said we had our chance. Chargers ball. But before it gets unbelievable. 0-24 with 1:51 to go, up by 4. They go for it and they don't get it. What are they doing?
One of the worst calls I've seen a coach make in the history of football.
Would Brandon Staley and the Chargers escape? 13 seconds to go. Cousins, Hawkinson, and Kenneth Murray. Big number 9 with the tip and the interception. Woo! Chargers win 28-24.
Wow, really good job there, making sure that they couldn't get the direct throw to Hawkinson. Cousins tried to sidearm one in there, couldn't get it in.
Well, once again, the Vikings, who were 11-0 in one-score games regular season last year, now 0-3. I mean, Kirk Cousins, he's thrown for what, like 1,000 yards or something in 3 games?
Yeah.
But the Chargers win this one 28-24 as Herbert 40 of 47 for 405. We told you about Keenan Allen. Mike Williams was hurt later in the game. Don't know his status at the moment. That's something to keep an eye on. Brandon Staley went, well, this makes this plane ride home a little bit easier.
Just no timeouts, and it was less than a yard, and just we feel like we had the play to finish with the ball. We were protecting, 4 points, not 3, So that was part of, my thought process. And I believe in our group. We came here to win, and that's what we were trying to do.
We could be disappointed and we could be very upset about the outcome today, which everybody in that locker room, coaches and players included, we are. We're right there with our fans and feel it. But that hopefully our backs are against the wall now. We've got to find a way to get our first win this week and go on the road to do it.
I think it's the fight. Well, we'll get to them in a minute. The Chargers, look, I guess they could have won all 3 games. They could have lost all 3 games, but they're dancing still. That's a key win because if you go 0-3, only 6 teams since they expanded things in 1990 have made the playoffs. And Minnesota's looking at that. Chargers are not.
Yeah, Chargers won. Justin Herbert, outstanding performance. He was absolutely outstanding, Boom. But just because you win, let's not overlook some of the events that happened. It's 4th and 1, and Brandon Staley goes for it on his own 24-yard line. That's malpractice as a coach. The coach's job is to put his team in the best chance to win. I don't care what the analytics say. I don't care what the numbers come up with. You punt that football and allow your defense to defend a lot of grass and not 24 yards. Now, it worked out for him, but just because it worked out, I'm not going to let him off the hook. He has done this time and time again, and he always says, I'm trying to force the issue and give my team a chance to win. He's not. He is committing malpractice, and hopefully those players in the locker room realize that. But Justin Herbert, as great a quarterback as he is, he bailed him out today.
Well, he did, and the Chargers win it. And like we said, the plane ride home was completely different than had that gone awry, which it
No question.
Keenan Allen.
What? How about that? Like, those 2 receivers continue to do outstanding things, and Justin Herbert, he's doing Justin Herbert things.
Keenan broke a record with the Chargers with most catches for the team. He had 18, breaking the record held by Keenan Allen. He had 60. And these are the Chargers now. This is Winslow, Joyner, Lance Allworth, John. We could West Chat. We could go on and on and on. Now, Detroit at home. They got upset last week by Seattle. Into town come 2-0 Atlanta. Crowd, they're fired up. Jared Goff, and you know what? The mask's not this week. They're going with Simba.
Yeah.
I like it. 3-3, second quarter. Goff to Amon-Ra St. Brown. 19 yards. Couple plays later. Goff, the second-round pick out of Iowa, Sam Laporta, opens the door for Detroit. It's 10-3.
Love the play call, Boom. Laporta gets lost, a little half waggle by Goff, turns back, crosses the safety, and fires a dime across the field. Laporta, one of the good young tight ends in football.
8 for 84, 13-3 Detroit at the half. Late third, same score. Goff. And this is a big pickup for, he was a hell of a player for Cincinnati. His 3rd interception in 3 games with Atlanta. Jesse Bates.
Yeah.
And the Falcons take over. Desmond Knight-Ritter. Could they do something? Well, they run it. The passing game is not yet there. And Drake London, that sailed halfway to London. And Falcons turn it over on downs. 1st and 10 Detroit. Jahmyr Gibbs, their rookie running back. He can motor. 21-yard gain. Detroit in striking distance. 3rd and goal deep. Goff. Hey, his first rushing touchdown as a Lion.
How about that little zone read? The defensive end crashes down, receiver releases outside, and Goff walks it in.
At 20-3, Detroit. Now it's 20-6, Aiden Hutchinson. Ball pops free, strip sack. Boy, he's a wrecking crew, isn't he?
I just love how he plays, going relentless effort all day, and that's the Holy Trinity: the sack, the caused fumble, the recovery.
So, the Lions, Hutchinson, and the defense hold Atlanta to under 200 yards, and they held them like 2 yards a carry. But they were the ones to rush the ball 20 for 40-something, and they had 7 sacks. So, hello, Detroit can play D, and they're 2-1. All right, the Kansas City Chiefs. I got to get out my list because the place was packed. Travis Kelce, first game he's playing at home. You know who this is? Taylor Swift. It's the Era Tour. You're just feeling that she sold out Arrowhead this summer like she did everywhere else, and she's watching Kelce go for 24 yards to Chiefs in Bear territory. He is the man. You know that?
There's no question.
And then Mahomes, Jerick McKinnon. Well, Mahomes is also the man. And it's a 6-yard play and it's 7-0 Chiefs. Justin Fields. The Bears have lost 12. Chris Jones to Justin Fields. You're about to lose 13 in a row.
It's amazing how good he is, Boom. He puts everybody in their defense back in their proper position.
Remember, neither of these guys played that first home game, and they lost to Detroit. Rashee Rice, someone who can go across the middle, and the Chiefs are looking for this high draft pick. Well, you say it's knee hit, but no worries. Here's Mahomes. Yeah, they're having fun in Kansas City. Everybody's having fun. Next play. Mahomes, McKinnon. Yeah, we're having a real good time. That's Noah Gray. Matt Nagy going, well, I used to coach the Bears. No. I'm having a good time. Mahomes to McKinnon. Hits a touchdown to 21-0 Kansas City. 24-0. Still first half. Fields. Oh, with balls tipped. Mike Edwards has it. Fields, 99 yards passing. A pick. You just saw it. Rough first half Bears. Isaiah Pacheco who runs her. So everybody getting in the act.
Yeah, everybody getting in.
Well, did I say an act? No, she'll sing 35 songs. 34-0 at the half. Mahomes to Kelsey. You know what? He was injured week 1, but he's going to shake it off. And he looks very, very good. They're all happy. Mom, Taylor Swift, 70,000 Chief fans. Oh, they're having a blast. That's the way it's supposed to. Coach Andy Reid, you wouldn't know, and I'll tell you in a minute what it's the same look. Win, lose, in the record books or not. Here are the numbers. You see Mahomes 2 for 272. Kelsey caught 7. Chiefs in the red zone 5 for 5. They're at the Jets next week, so it looks like they're back going. And guess what? Now you've done something, big fella. Andy Reid's win today, career-wise, playoffs, and of course regular season, 271, passing the late, great Tom Landry with 270. Shula, Belichick, Hallis, Reid. Now you have done something, big fella.
That's a pretty good list.
Any coach thinks the world, of course, of what Tom Landry, the first coach in the first 30 years of the Dallas Cowboys, what he accomplished with a team that went 0-11-1.
Yeah.
They didn't even win a game their first year. And Andy Reid has passed him. So, and if I'm Andy, and you got Mahomes and this team, he's not going anywhere for a while. I mean, this is quite an accomplishment. Congratulations.
You're not going anywhere for a while, Boom, but we talk enough about that Chiefs offense. This was about their defense. Outstanding. Because Justin Fields came out, and there's a lot of noise in Chicago. He says, I'm going to go and play how I know I can play, and I'm going to make plays. Well, he couldn't make any plays today. Steve Spagnuolo and their defense, now that Chris Jones is back, has been outstanding, Boom. And Chris Jones, he is going to challenge for Defensive Player of the Year again, just like he did last year.
Well, he looks certainly motivated to do so. Now, after the game, and again, Coach Reid never wants to make it about himself, but this is the Hunt family in the locker room after the game. Clark Hunt gave him the game ball, and you know what his team thinks of him.
One of the classiest organizations in sports, Boom, the Hunt family, how they run their business and the things that they do for their players. Everybody wants to go not only to play with Patrick Mahomes, but they want to go play under the Hunt family. And to me, that's the one thing you can say as an owner. When people want to come to where you are, regardless of the weather, that means something.
Well, congratulations to Coach Reid, because that list is, you don't be an offensive lineman at Brigham Young thinking, you know, one day maybe I'm going to be the fourth, the highest winning coach in the history of the NFL. I don't think so.
I wonder if he thought that when he was at that punt, pass, and kick competition when
no, he didn't think it when he was an assistant under Mike Holmgren at Green Bay either. But Philly and now Kansas City, way to go. All right, Texans, Jaguars. Until last year, at the very end, when the Jags needed to get in the playoffs, you wouldn't know. But Houston beats them all the time. You wouldn't know. But certainly not this year. The Jags are a playoff team, and C.J. Stroud is a rookie. Oh, wait a minute. Triple coverage, we're going to throw it to Tank Dell down to the 2. Dameon Pierce runs hard, the second-year man. 7-0. Texans? In Jacksonville, nobody leaping in the pool at the moment. Brandon McManus, 51-yard field goal attempt. This one's blocked. First one he just missed, Will Anderson Jr. blocks it. Jake Hansen recovers Houston. Houston came fired up. They played pretty well despite the 2 losses thus far.
Absolutely.
Stroud. Brevin Jordan. Wait a minute. 14-0?
Texans?
Then, you don't think that Houston is the only team that has a tank? Tank Bigsby. That's a perfect name for a guy named Tank, right? Bigsby, I don't know how big he is. We're at 17-7 to score. Now, Andrew Beck is a fullback. A fumble on the kickoff return. Maybe paused everybody. The big fella could go all the way. It's 85 yards, 24-10. Houston.
The only way a fullback can go that far, Boom, is if nobody's trying their best to catch him.
You know, they don't expect anything at the 5 to even be returned, right? Blake Cashman intercepts Trevor Lawrence, who's had not a great start this season.
Not at all.
Houston goes up 27-10 after the field goal. What do you have for it? You know that they can come from behind. They did it last year against the Chargers. Lawrence. Christian Kirk, he's wide open, 27-17. 3rd and 3, Houston. 9 minutes to go. Stroud. Oh, against a blitz, they're going to throw it long. To Tank Dell. Thank you very much, says DeMeco Ryans, the head coach of Houston. His first win as head coach. Houston rolled in Jacksonville 37-17. That's an impressive performance by them.
Yeah, C.J. Stroud was outstanding. He's looked the best out of all the rookie quarterbacks. And Tank Dell had a great preseason. He's continued that into the regular season.
He threw for almost 300, did Stroud, and they've beaten Jacksonville 10 of the last 11. Titans at the Browns. You know, points would be at a minimum here, or at least you thought so. And that is Kareem Hunt. Re-signed by Cleveland wearing Nick Chubb's number in honor of his injured teammate, DeAndre Hopkins. Deshaun Watson, they were together with Houston. They embraced. Watson in trouble here. Elijah Moore, backward pass. He's able to, it's a 16, it's weird play.
Yeah, very weird from a guy like Deshaun Watson. Very inexcusable.
Loss of 16th to second to 26. Watson. Amari Cooper, but flag on the play, but Watson took a hard hit here.
Yeah, key come around the corner. You can't go to the head and neck area of the quarterback. Rightfully so, personal foul.
Well, and they call pass interference too. So Titans, at the 19 of the Titans, Watson to Jerome Ford. He ran hard on the Monday Nighter, and he catches a touchdown, 10-3.
Ran hard. He's not Nick Chubb, but he will do for right now, Boom.
Yep, and then Ryan Tannehill. Look out. Cleveland can rush the passer. Bobo Okoronkwo. I know how to say it. I just kind of looked at the name like, oh, my goodness. Myles Garrett, I could say that.
Absolutely.
He was also in on the sack. Now, Tannehill. D-Hop. 26-yard pickup.
Still got a great body control to get both feet down.
4th and 5. Tannehill. Chris Moore. Those are 2 big throws and big plays. And gets him in the red zone. And now Tannehill, they don't have 3 big plays. You know why? Because Myles Garrett, that's one of his 3.5 sacks. 13-3 Cleveland going into the third quarter. Watson, Donovan Peoples-Jones. Deshaun looked better this half.
The best game he's played so far as a Brown.
Ford. Oh, that's a nice play. Reaches, pylon, 20-3 Cleveland. Now the defense just tees off. And Watson to Cooper. Well, it's fun when you're up by 17.
Yeah, it's fun when everybody can laugh a little bit. Watson, the quarterback, a lot of heat. The offensive staff, boom, they stayed after practice, had a lot of meetings all week long. They needed to get their $43 million quarterback playing well. He played better today. Still not where they need him, but he played better.
Well, and Cleveland wins their 2-1, and I'll tell you, the $43 million defense, I'm just making up the number, held Tennessee to 94 yards and 6 first downs. Henry, 11 carries, 20 yards. Say no more. So, we told you the Dolphins are undefeated. The Ravens in Baltimore, playing the team that once was in Baltimore, the Indianapolis Colts. Gardner Minshew starting for the injured Anthony Richardson. Fans of all shapes and sizes in the crowd watching Lamar Jackson go in for a touchdown or wet day in Baltimore. The Ravens lead 7-0. If they win, they could be 3-0. Minshew! Flu season, get your flu shot. Minshew to Zach Moss. We're tied at 7. Dead. Lamar, he lost control of the football. Pump fake. Colts get it. Field goal.
Yeah, you cannot. The ball's not coming forward. He was actually pulling it back to his body. Ball came out, fumble.
Ravens down 13-7. Under a minute to go, third quarter. Lamar. Well, he can do this. Second rushing touchdown of the day for him. Ran for 100. Ravens lead 14-13. Jordan Stout. Sam Cook. Well, we already mentioned him in this show. Is a punter here forever. John Harbaugh, always a great special teams coach. That's Jordan Stout, the new punter, and it's down at the 2, and you figured this would be what they needed to put it away. Because Minshew, oh no, Hutchu. He stepped on the end line to safety.
Oh, finally we get Dan Orlovsky off the hook.
No, not quite the same, but we love Dan. 19-16 the Ravens after the safety, but Minshew says, wait a minute, buck and a half to go, that's Josh Downs. Then, he's hit from 54, he's hit from 53. Under a minute to go, Matt Gay from 53. Good. He's kicked 3 field goals of over 50 yards. We're tied at 19. But on the other sideline, you have one of the great kickers of all time. Jackson to Aguilar. Here comes Justin Tucker. But it's wet. The paint. It's 61 yards. It's right down the middle. Off the bottom of the post.
But didn't it look good, Boom? It looked like it was right down the middle. Yeah.
So, Colts win the toss. Neither team scores. Second possession, Indy. Minshew. Michael Pittman. The headless horseman. 34-yard gain. Big play. 4th and 1. Moss. Stop short. Oh, no. The Ravens take over. They can win it. He can kick a field goal from anywhere. 4th and 3. Incomplete to Zay Flowers. John Harbaugh says, was that not a flag?
Yeah, it was close.
Now, we're running out of time. It could be a tie. Moss had a big game running the ball. 13 yards. Moss kind of grows in the rain anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
And 4th and gain from 53. The first kicker ever in one game to kick 4 field goals of 50-plus yards. Matt Gay, my goodness. And the Indianapolis Colts, Shane Steichen, the coach, they're up to 2-1, and Baltimore loses for the first time this year. Moss ran for 122, and a puzzling loss. No, nothing to take away from the Colts, but a puzzling loss for Lamar and Baltimore.
We had plenty of opportunities to put the game away, especially when our defense did a great job at stopping those guys. Great field position, and we didn't move the ball at all. That ticked me off. It took all of us off.
The play late. Zay Flowers is there. A lot of people thought it should have been pass interference. What did you see on that play?
Man.
The right answer.
Yeah, because you don't want to get fined.
Not gonna help yourself. Indy played tough. I was surprised. John had a different look on his face, even in the first. Now they would never say, "Hey, we're missing all these starters." They would never say that. They looked out of sync. Sometimes that happens at home with them.
Simply put, Indy was a more physical team with the backup quarterback, and you never thought that'd be the case. Baltimore at home, but how they ran the football, there was a point of emphasis on running Lamar. He had a couple of rushing touchdowns on design runs, but overall, Indy was the more physical team, and they made the fewer mistakes than Baltimore.
Yeah, they did, and the passing, I know, was a tougher day.
Yes,
but
it was
Lamar
raining,
looked good passing last. I know.
Yeah,
hey, 2-1, like 2/3 of the rest of the
Absolutely.
league. It seems like everybody is that way now. Why don't we go out west? Because the Seattle Seahawks were celebrating 10 years ago their Super Bowl championship 2013 team. So many there. Of course, Pete's still coaching. And Malcolm Smith, I think, raised the flag. He was the MVP in that Super Bowl when they crushed the Broncos. And they're having a good time. And by the way, the Seahawks have never worn white at home. That's the color jersey that they wore in that Super Bowl when they beat Denver. Now to today, it's Andy Dalton starting for the injured Bryce Young and DJ Chark. Whoa, Carolina, you're going to spoil the party? Leading 13-12 at the half. That's Clint Hurt, defensive coordinator, not Hackey. 15-13 third quarter, Seattle. Smith, Kenneth Walker. It's a good look at second-year player, isn't he, Boo?
How good has he been? Running the ball, catching the ball out of the backfield. He's been outstanding.
Big play, Seattle. Then Walker, the handoff. They lead 22-13. Carolina hanging around. The defense gave Seattle a tough time in the first half. Burns and company. Then, oh, what a feeling. Adams dancing on the Thielen. Adam Thielen playing for Carolina this year at 23-yard pickup. Dalton, Thielen, and he's all the way down to the 1 where Miles Sanders, the ex-Eagle in the end zone, I thought Dalton in September gave them a better chance to win this game.
Absolutely. A veteran quarterback on the road in front of that crowd, yes.
And now, Geno Smith, huge comeback last week, huge win in overtime, I should say. Playing 3 tight ends a lot are Seattle to help with the injury to the 2 tackles. That's Colby Parkinson for a gain, and then Walker. He can run inside, he can bounce outside, and Seattle goes back to a 2-score lead, 29-20, under 5 to go. One of their rookies, Zach Charbonnet, very good vintage. He lays out Sam Franklin Jr. before he's out at the 1. My goodness, he runs and he smacks. And then here's another one, a undrafted free agent from UCLA, Jake Bobo.
They've done a really good job out in Seattle of drafting young players that contribute early on. Another great draft class this season.
He was the star of training camp, and we should say, obviously Russell Wilson took place. Bobby Wagner back at Seattle this year could celebrate both with his teammates being around, Sherm and all those guys,
yep.
Marshawn Lynch, they all came back, and he could celebrate a win, and the Seahawks are a 2-win. Now, Dallas playing Arizona. Dallas 70-10. The first 2 weeks they're having a good time. Junior Griffey was a photographer.
He needs a hustle.
Yeah. I bet she's great at that too. Rondale Moore. Wait a minute. This is Arizona, right? Who blew that 21-point lead to the New York Giants? Rondale Moore! Touchdown! They go for 2, the Cardinals. They don't get it, but they lead 15-3. Cardinals? Dak Prescott. Rico Dowdle. He doesn't dilly dowdle. He dowdles in the end zone. 15-10, but it's 21-10. Arizona scored. 21-13. Tony Pollard. Certainly Dallas isn't going to lose in Arizona, are they? I mean, come on.
This felt like they were going to keep coming back, right?
Yeah, the gain of 31, and Pollard gets him in the red zone. Then, 4th and 4 at the 5, they're going to go for the touchdown. ABC. Never completed the alphabet. And incomplete to ABCDEFG Lamb, 21-13. So 10 minutes to go, it's still the same score. Dak. No, he can't come down with it. No flag on the play. Incomplete to Lamb, 21-16. Joshua Dobbs. They got him right before the season started. Michael Wilson. This defense, which has been great. My goodness, he's wide open. 69-yard gain for the Cardinals. Then 3rd and goal. Dobbs. Little play action. Here comes the blitz. No problem. To Brown, to Hollywood Brown in the end zone. Touchdown. 28-16. Cardinals. Under 6 to go. Prescott. Screen. Dowdle. Makes a couple moves. Gain of 9. Red zone. Dallas. 3 minutes to go, 3rd and goal. Kaiser White picks off Prescott in the end zone. And Mike McCarthy, Prescott, Cowboys stunned. Many thought before the season started Arizona would be the worst team in the league. They haven't played like that even in the 2 games they lost. And it's 28-16. The Cardinals upend the Cowboys for their first loss of the season. And congrats to Coach Gannon on his first win. And more on Coach Gannon. Booger, I don't know him personally. We certainly know what he accomplished with the Eagles, as did Steichen, the other coordinator who won on this day as well. But for him to keep Arizona, as we said, expected to be maybe the worst team in the league going into the season. And to blow that lead against the Giants, 21 points, whatever it was, right? 21.
Yeah.
And to keep that team paying attention this week and then playing like that against Dallas speaks wonders for what he and his staff and his players, they believe in the process, even though nobody else did. So hats off to them.
Well, they believe in it, and also you need something to show for it. And today they got that.
Right.
Because it's one thing to keep beating your head against the wall and pounding, and you don't get anything. But for them to blow those leads, and also remember, people were making fun of him by how he motivated his team on a couple of social media clips.
Right.
So with all that going on, those guys still believed in it. And they rallied, and they played what we call the best team in football, boom. And they didn't just luck up and win this game. They beat them up and down the field, and they made Dak Prescott have some question marks in the back of his head.
Well, that was an impressive performance out there in the desert. So before we give our game balls, it's just interesting to note that It didn't take long. We're still in September.
Yeah.
So we got one undefeated team in the AFC. That's all that's left, right? Miami emphatically at 3-0. We have San Francisco at 3-0 in the NFC. Dallas is out of there. Now, as we speak, they haven't played Monday night, but Philly and Tampa play each other, so somebody's out of there. And that's it, unless I missed one. That did not take very long.
It's amazing the amount of parity we have this year in football. And on any given Sunday, you look at Dallas. Again, we crowned them. They 70-10. They've outscored their two opponents so far, and they look very pedestrian today. Makes you kind of wonder, how does a team that dominated look like that? And so this league is going to be wide open this year. It's all about who shows up and what quarterback can limit the turnovers on that given day.
And obviously they lost one of their best players, Trayvon Diggs,
exactly.
obviously, but that's not an explanation.
No.
That is a huge loss. Obviously, he's great, but. Like I said, we're still September. All right, we got game balls to give out, and my goodness, do we have candidates.
No question, Boone. When you put up 70 points, that being the Miami Dolphins, you got to have a guy that gets a game ball. Devon Achane, outstanding. Texas A&M rookie, boom. Up and down the field, boom. Up and down. How about this? How about 18 carries, 203 yards, 2 touchdowns? And if that wasn't enough, he had 4 catches for 30 yards, boom, and 2 more touchdowns. 4 touchdowns total. And the speed in which the Dolphins play with between he, Waddle, Hill, Mostert, Achane was outstanding. He deserved it. He's going to be a problem for a lot of teams to deal with.
Well, problem, Keenan Allen's been a problem his entire career for everybody to deal with. And on this day, again, the Chargers absolutely had to have. He caught 18, setting a new club record, breaking his own mark, as we said. 18 for over 200 yards, 18 for 215, and he threw a touchdown to Mike Williams. What more really do you want him to do? Yeah, he helped the Chargers win, and as we said, you go 0-3, history tells you you're not really coming out of it. Now, these San Diego Chargers in 92 were 0-4. They're the only one that came back from that. Last team to do it, 0-3 and make it, Bill O'Brien. Deshaun Watson was the quarterback at D-Hop, right? That's Houston, but they're not many.
No, and maybe for Keenan Allen, you ask what more can he do? Help the coach not go for it on 4th down on his own 24-yard. How about that? How about helping the coach out?
You answered the question, didn't you? Well, he helped the team out and he helped the fans out for sure. Listen, when you hear Steelers at Raiders, it's, if you know the history of the game, and I didn't say it right, the Steelers at the Raiders. And I know who wants to do this highlight, and that's our man, Scott Van Pelt. Scotty?
Boomer, thank you. Old-timers like, well, I guess me and you remember the old days and what a rivalry this was. And if you didn't do it,
the Raiders!
I was gonna. Garoppolo and Pickett, the respective quarterbacks, early on, 4th and inches. Garoppolo, we're not running this. We're dialing this one up to Davante Adams for a touchdown. His 30th in a primetime game. Steelers down by 7. And they're about to give the ball right back. It's 3rd and 7. This offense hadn't done much. Well, we'll give it back after we kick off. Pickett, Calvin Austin, his first career touchdown, knotted up at 7. Early second, same score. Raiders on the other side of midfield. Garoppolo a little late and is picked by Levi Wallace. That would lead to a Steeler field goal, and they would add another. Had a 13-7 lead late in the first half. Steelers trying to get the ball back. They do. TJ Watt brings down Garoppolo, basically folds him in half. Looked awful, but Garoppolo able to stay in the game. Trailing now by 9. Again, just on the other side of midfield. Garoppolo's got time, but here comes Watt, and Garoppolo gets rid of it, and he's picked by Patrick Peterson. He got 35 interceptions, the most among any active player. Steelers trying to put this to bed. Where's Freiermuth? Muth. A lot of Steeler fans in the building waving their terrible towels. Tomlin loving that as the Steelers have a big lead. But the Raiders come back. Here, Minkah Fitzpatrick with a big hit. Al Davis used to say of the other team's quarterback, they must go down hard. Garoppolo did, but Fitzpatrick is flagged. Garoppolo evaluated after the game for a concussion. Drive continues, 3rd and 1. Throw it to Davante Adams again. They do. He grabs it. Second touchdown of the night. Raiders go for 2. Get it. They're down 8. Under 4 to go in the game. Raiders kick a field goal. Daniel Carlson from 47. That's good. But there's a 15-yard penalty the leverage deal there on the Steelers. So Josh McDaniels and the Raiders take it. The drive continues. Now you're approaching 2 minutes. If you don't get it on third down, got to go for the touchdown, right? Well, no. Jacoby Myers can't get his toes in bound, and the Raiders elected to kick a field goal. Now, the Steelers got a first down, which meant that the Raiders had to use all their timeouts. And after the stop of Jalen Warren there, Raiders get the ball back, but there's 12 seconds left, and you need a miracle, and there is none. Garoppolo picked again by Wallace, his third pick of the day. Wallace's second of the game, and the Steelers go on the road and knock off the Raiders. Pittsburgh hits the road next week to take on the Texans, who had that surprising road win against Jacksonville. Meanwhile, the Raiders hit the road to take on the Chargers, who got their first win of the season in dramatic fashion against Minnesota.
All right, guys, thank you very much. Well, it's late September, and we really should be back at school. And so everybody playing next week, no buys yet, but the first London game of the year, it's on ESPN+, Atlanta and Jacksonville, the Werewolves of London, who really are the Jacksonville Jaguars. They're playing 2 games there. So both sides of the pond.
Yes, both sides of the pond as we creep a little bit more into fall.
Yeah, creeping. Well, you live in Tampa. You ain't there yet, pal.
Not yet.
I know this. Listen, that was a wild day. Glad you could join us in NFL Primetime. For Booger, I'm Boomer. Thanks for watching. See you next week.